When you hear the word MrBeast, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Kindness? Helping? Oh, it's definitely
money.
We all know who MrBeast is and the type of content he produces. We constantly hear people talking about him all over the internet. He must be thinking about some other woman.
I wish I could
Some slightly older fans like myself, not to brag or anything, started watching MrBeast in 2017 when he first started giving away the big money. One of his most notable videos was giving a random homeless man $10,000 video.
Yeah. Well, I'm a YouTuber. I mean, you can see the camera. And so I'm just, it's a series where I just, you know, be nice and just give people some help. So if you want to take it.
MrBeast gives the impression that he was simply doing something good out of his heart and wanted to do something nice. No strings attached, no sketchy 7 free-day trials, just him being a good person. And hey, good for him. Now let's keep in mind, this type of content was new on the market, and it was all the way back in 2017, when half of MrBeast's fanbase was still in their mother's womb, and this was the only content we saw.
I was offered $5 grand for a video, but this was when I was like 19. I was like, double it, and I'll walk outside and I'll give it to a homeless person. And they're like, no, you won't. And I was like, double it. And I was like pacing around my neighborhood for 3 hours, convincing this guy, like on the phone, just double the money. I promise the video will go viral, and I'll give it to a homeless person. I was like, $10,000 just looks better in a title. It'll get more views. I promise your app will do better.
In a 2021 video titled Full Story of MrBeast, MrBeast gave a slightly different perspective on the story. What MrBeast claimed in the giving homeless person money video certainly varies from what he claims in this interview. Rather, the entire video appeared to be an attempt to create a good-looking image in hopes of becoming viral, and that he and the sponsoring company gained as much exposure as possible.
Situation, and it's so freaking hard to get out.
So I can't really.
Wasting my fucking time. You hear me? Know what time is for me? Money.
Before you begin preparing your guillotines, speaking in French,
Bonjour.
and starting a revolution, hear me out. There's nothing wrong with this approach, and in my opinion, MrBeast came up with a brilliant strategy. I mean, did you guys see what the government is doing to combat homelessness? They build shit like this. But here, MrBeast came up with a brilliant strategy and buys houses for the homeless and ends homelessness. Why couldn't the government come up with something like this? To be clear, I believe that MrBeast is a good person who aspires to change the world for the better. At the end of the day, he needs to somehow generate money in order to give it away, so he can be both a generous person and a businessman. In this case, it's a win-win situation. MrBeast receives positive press and subscribers, the homeless person gets money, and the sponsoring company gets more marketing. His plan could have failed miserably, potentially costing him both money and future sponsorship deals. MrBeast undoubtedly took a significant risk here. But that's not to say there are no skeletons in Jimmy's closet. As previously mentioned, it's no secret to any of us that MrBeast is a businessman. However, usually the general public views business people as
dishonest, manipulative, liars.
But MrBeast isn't like that. He tries to spread positivity and kindness. It's not like his videos revolve around psychologically torturing his contestants who are willing to do anything to win the money for our sadistic pleasure. Wait a minute. That's not to say there were no eye-raising moments, especially his relationships with Logan Paul and Arak. Now, I'm not going to be a middle-aged mother who disapproves of particular friendships or partnerships, as anyone can be friends with whoever they want, so take this with a grain of salt.
So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator.
Most of you probably know who Logan Paul is and are aware of his personality and controversies, most notably his Japan video. After receiving a ton of backlash, Logan adamantly stated that he's a new and changed person and would never do anything morally or ethically wrong again. Oh, well, would you look at that? It might be quite surprising to learn that MrBeast associates himself with a person like Logan Paul, and that they're clearly not strangers but rather close friends. On August 22nd, 2023, Logan posted this picture on his Twitter account with MrBeast. It seems like Logan was emphasizing on the fact that he and MrBeast had a light spar or a training session. On October 30th, 2023, a video of MrBeast promoting Logan's hydration drink, Prime, surfaced, which by the way is a controversial drink as well. MrBeast has a huge following, so if he supports Logan's concept of Kool-Aid, it is certain to attract a lot of interest and revenue. Some people were not happy to see that their beloved MrBeast was interacting and endorsing Logan Paul. Some began to wonder about MrBeast's real character and whether or not if they should purchase his limited Dream Beast burger. I don't think that MrBeast has been doing a living under a rock challenge. He must be aware of the controversies surrounding Logan Paul.
Jimmy, is there anything illegal about him?
I'm blind, Carl, not stupid.
But this also brings an interesting perspective regarding George Not Found. George Not Found was recently accused of allegedly doing some no-no things. Regardless of your stance on this situation, MrBeast chose to remove George Not Found from the Feastable commercial. This is an interesting situation as MrBeast has no problem associating and promoting a known scammer and liar like Logan Paul, but would quickly try to save his brand's face over some questionable allegations surrounding George Not Found. On March 10th, 2024, UFC posted this reaction clip on TikTok where it showed MrBeast and Logan Paul attending a UFC fight event. We can see that Logan and MrBeast are sitting together and Logan is very touchy. This indicates that Logan Paul and MrBeast are still close friends even to this day, despite Logan's controversies.
Got deleted by MrBeast. We're still here. Channel still exists. I thought there was no better way to celebrate today than to do a little partying.
If any of you have watched my previous videos, you all must be aware of the whole Eric situation and the whole drama surrounding him faking his content and pushing his limited mafia hoodies to exploit his loyal supporting fans for revenue, which is why it's really surprising to learn that MrBeast was the face of this challenge.
He skips one day.
And for those of you who don't know, MrBeast and Eric are really close friends.
Maybe Jimmy and I are best friends. Maybe more?
I mean, if you want to film a video together, I guess you can.
Yeah, YouTube. It was
Like, I think Eric shares that same, like, just almost dumb. Like, if I stopped uploading today, it'd probably take, like, Eric, like, 4 years to get to where I am now, or 3. So, like, basically.
Is that a challenge? You challenge him against? Another, like,
sure.
bodybuilding?
I talk to him every day. Bring it on. We like.
Since MrBeast is a powerful beacon of attraction and attention, Eric devised a smart scheme to team up with MrBeast in order to increase the hype around his 30-day challenge.
I literally have his YouTube channel and I promise I will delete it if he skips one day.
MrBeast would play the villain in each video, threatening to delete Eric's channel if he failed to upload a video, like a good friend he is. According to this article, it's against YouTube's policy to have someone else delete your YouTube channel, but fuck do I know? In theory, this was a great way to use MrBeast as a puppet to gain attention and have fans purchase Eric's merch.
Nothing says I can't just delete videos throughout the month for fun.
Please God, don't do that.
What's strange about MrBeast's involvement is that he never actually participates in this challenge. In every video, Eric would play the same clip of MrBeast threatening to delete Eric's channel.
Shout out to MrBeast for being the best accountability partner of all time.
Although it appears that MrBeast was constantly keeping an eye on Eric and waiting for him to make a mistake, it is likely that he was unaware of the challenge altogether because he didn't even congratulate Eric or mention a single word about his challenge outside of this clip.
I literally have his YouTube channel and I promise I will delete it if he's
same fucking thing. Over and over and over and over and over again.
This raises the obvious question of why MrBeast would even pretend to take part of this challenge when he never did in the first place. I understand that MrBeast is attempting to assist his homie in getting that revenue and views, but he should have known that Eric was essentially lying to his fans and his entire challenge was a load of bullshit.
So you like the shit, huh?
Even after the whole Eric drama, we can still see MrBeast being close friends with Eric, and some people are clearly unhappy about it. Though, considering that MrBeast promoted Logan Paul, it's not all that surprising that he agreed to participate in this scheme.
If the guy who's at the top of the platform looks at your videos and says that I think he's doing a good thing, then that did more for me than the numbers did.
Completely unrelated question. Do you like MrBeast?
No.
Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube?
Yes.
Why?
Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
You just don't really have fun.
In this clip, a relatively small YouTuber by the name of Jacksepticeye is taking a lie detector with his friends. One of Jack's friends asks him if he likes MrBeast. To which Jack replies with a simple no. Jack's argument was that MrBeast has turned YouTube into a fairly negative place where views, money, and subscribers are the only things that matter. Jack voiced his opinion on MrBeast, provided his reasoning, and went back home and slept like a baby. But little did Jack know, his comment awakened a true beast deep inside of MrBeast. That friendly goofy man you saw on the surface was no longer there. So I ruined YouTube because I didn't buy a mansion and sports cars and instead reinvested my money into making content focused on doing good and inspiring kids to help people. This clip is insanely disrespectful in my opinion, and obviously there is so much I could say about his content, about just take the punches and be the bigger man. Sigh. This is an interesting comment made by MrBeast because Jack did not mention a single word about MrBeast buying mansions, sports cars, or him reinvesting his money back into his content. The message that I'm getting from MrBeast's comment is that I'm a good person and I do not adhere to modern stereotypes of rich YouTubers or flex my wealth. MrBeast's comment only indicates that he's aware that if he's to buy anything fancy, luxurious, or rich, his fans might turn against him. He's trying to make it seem like he's on the same level of luxury as his viewers are, and that he and his viewers are not so different. On top of that, he's saying that focused on doing good also feels quite out of touch, as it comes out rather as disingenuous. There's no denying that MrBeast is doing many good things, but rather than letting his actions speak for themselves, MrBeast chose to remind us that he is indeed a good guy. It is evident that Jack's comment caught MrBeast off guard and struck him on a personal level. MrBeast always tries to present himself as a kind-souled person who's doing everything out of his heart. We have all accepted that MrBeast is a business person, but a good type of business person who's not trying to exploit his fans or the people around him. After all, it would be quite difficult to call someone a bad person when they have contributed so much to the society. But then this begs the question, why associate with a scummy person and a scammer like Logan Paul, even going as far as to promote his controversial drink? Why help and be part of Eric's fake challenge when it should have been obvious that it was a lie and that you didn't take any role in it? Why do you have to be so defensive over someone's opinion and try to make it seem like you're a good person? There probably isn't an answer other than expanding his business model. We don't know if MrBeast was paid to promote Logan's or Eric's products, but it's very puzzling and illogical for a person like MrBeast with a moral high ground to be sponsoring shady business products by shady people. Whether MrBeast was exploited or not is up for debate, but considering that MrBeast still associates himself with Logan and Eric, I don't think that's the case. While MrBeast has the right to associate himself with whoever he wants, we also have the right to call him out for knowingly supporting people whose intentions are to exploit their fans. I know that you're better than this, Jimmy.